All right, so listen, it's finally here. Well, not just yet, is it? It's only the trailer, the first trailer for the first part. All right, shout out to all the returning subscribers. Shout out to the new subscribers. Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry. Like I know some of you subscribe for other stuff, but if you bear with me, you know what I mean. If I see the Michael Jackson stuff that's happening new, I've got to be on it straight away, no delays. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's a bit of a 24-hour delay, but here's what it is. But make sure you like button, turn on the post notifications. I've got more content coming on the way. Obviously, man has to react to the Michael movie trailer. Like the first time I heard this was happening, I was like, all right, cool. And then when I realized Jaafar Jackson was going to be, playing his uncle, I was like, all right, cool, makes sense. And then when I realized, okay, like Prince is involved, like not Prince as in Prince, but Prince Jackson, Michael Jackson's son, like was also involved. I'm like, all right, cool, fair enough, makes sense. And then imagine it's like I don't want to explain it. There's so much details here, so much details. Listen, so much details. It's taken so many years. Let's just say 2 years to be precise, because you'll see the post. But let's get straight into this first. This one here. Yo, I've seen the trailer before. I'm just reacting. So here's what it is. All right.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this.
Do you see what I mean? How do they start off like that? I know you've been waiting a long time for this. You're that's mind games. That's mind games. Listen, all I'm gonna say is this, yeah. How can you start off like that? That's rude. That's rude. But I hear it though. Let's go.
The tracks are made. The songs are ready. Let's take it from the top.
First of all, I like how they started off with wanna be starting something. You wanna be starting something. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I like how they started with that. And then look, let me show you something here. And I like how they start off in the studio. Yeah. Yes, this is just a trailer, but you got to remember, what is Michael Jackson known of? He's known as a music artist, even though he acts as well. But like he's known as a music artist. So for them to start off in the studio, big deal. But anyway, let me show you something.
The songs are ready. I know you've been waiting a long time for this.
Yes, nearly over 2 years.
The tracks.
See, this is supposed to be Quincy Jones. This is magic because it's mad because Quincy Jones and Mike are not here to physically here to see this. It's mad. Irrespective of what I know, what Quincy Jones said afterwards, but come on, man. But anyway, let's go.
Are made. The songs are ready. Let's take it from the top.
And I like how they spelt that out. Alright, man. Let's go.
This is your story.
List of the songs
Honor
as
your
well.
past.
The list of the songs. Also, you know what's interesting? I don't know if you've not seen it. You must have seen it if you have not seen it already, yeah? There is a mini-series called The Jacksons and American Dream, yeah? And Jermaine Jackson Jr. was playing Jermaine Jackson. So it's so funny that years later, Jermaine Jackson's son, or one of his sons, will end up playing Michael Jackson. What next? Like, is his daughter going to play Janet Jackson? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below in her own personal biopic. But let's go.
And embrace the future. That's what people want.
This is what I don't. This is one of the things that kind of, I'm not gonna lie here, kind of irritating. I know John Branca has to be in it. I understand it for the perspective of he was Michael Jackson's business partner as one in some respects, but it's like I get it for he did also. Is he going to put it in a part where he also got fired? Him and John McClane. Are they going to put that in the movie? Hear me out. But it did help Michael Jackson get the ATV publishing. Do you know what I mean? But let's see how they try and portray that story. Are they going to try and say it was John Branca's idea? Come on, get out of here. That was his idea. That's definitely Mike's idea. Anyway, let's go.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay, but remember, in here, keep those feet still, my man.
Man, this is surreal. And you saw the names there. John Branca, John McClane. You saw it there. Like, man, like it's astonishing to really see. Like, it's genuinely astonishing to see. But that ain't all. That's not all. We're gonna read what people are saying in the comments real quick. So the first three here. So he's acting as his real life uncle. This is so amazing. For real, for real. His voice is identical to Michael's, even a laugh. You can't tell history of music without Michael Jackson. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's go to the most recent comments. Out of all the biopics done, they better get this one right. Now, hear me out here. The only biopic that I can say is possibly one of the best biopics when talking about Michael Jackson. It has to be An American Dream, the Jacksons. Yeah, and that's obviously because they were involved. Michael Jackson basically said, Jason Weaver, you're going to play the young me. Whitey Draper, get me? And it's so eerie how Whitey Draper looks exactly like Mike. I remember I was so young watching that, yeah. I thought Michael Jackson I literally thought it was Michael Jackson. I kid you not. I genuinely kid you not. I kid you not. But anyway, can somebody tell with the nose other is perfect? Don't know what you mean by that. Awesome. I can't wait to see it. This is a must see. You know what I'm going to put? This is going to break and even create records. You know what I mean? That's what that's going to do. You know what I mean? That's what that's going to do. But listen, there's more. Yeah? Let me show you something. I'm going to show you something. First of all, where do we go on here? So we're going to look at, obviously, the family's reactions and stuff like that. So first, I want to show you something, yeah? I want to show you something. But yeah, shout out to all the returning subscribers, man. I salute you all. I salute all of you. What was it? Jaafar. Because here's the thing, yeah. If you didn't know, yeah, look. All right, so before we even get that, where's he? There was something. Where's his profile? In fact, we can look at this for a minute. While I get up the deals. Imagine playing your uncle. You know what I mean? No, for real. Imagine playing. No, honestly, yeah. For a minute, yeah. Think about this for a minute. Imagine playing. No. Let me understand. Let me show you something, yeah. Imagine you're actually playing your own family member, yeah, in a movie, and you know, like, I don't think people. Yo, I'm trying. Okay, there you go. There's his profile. Get me. See, look, this was his tweet, yeah. So, in January 30th, 2023. He says, I'm humbled and honored to bring my Uncle Michael's story to life. To all the fans all over the world, I'll see you soon. Photo by Jordan Jackson. Yeah. So obviously, man has to like that now, and I'll have to retweet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna quote it, and I'm gonna say, amazing. Family is everything. Do you know what I mean? Because family generally is everything. Because I still can't get over the fact that he's playing his uncle. Do you get it? There was another biopic movie. I don't know if everyone has seen it, but you know what I'm saying. But one person played Michael Jackson. I won't go into too much details, but yeah, if you know, you know, right? So anyway, that's obviously this was in 2003, as we know. Yeah. Now, obviously, we're gonna go to Taj. In fact, we should really go to Jermaine Jackson, really and truly. So, do you know what? Okay. Let's do it on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? Let's do it on Instagram instead. Yeah? Because do you know what it is? You know how some people, anyway, yeah, do you know how some people are, yeah? Jermaine. Don't watch that what I was searching earlier today in regards to, where is it? Jermaine Jackson. I'm the thing with the man in the mirror. Has he posted anything? Nope. Well, look, there you go. Anyway, look. He hasn't really posted anything in regards to that. So that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. So we're gonna swim back over to Twitter real quick because clearly if he hasn't posted on there, that's fine. We'll go to Taj. I mean, surely he's a proud father nonetheless. So yeah, let's go to Taj's profile first and foremost. Shout out to everyone locked in. Shout out to the returning subscribers. Get me? Because there's a lot more to react to in regards to this. It's not just the actual trailer. Yeah, there's a lot more. You got to understand why this is deep. Yeah, you've got to understand why this is very deep. Yeah. So first and foremost, okay. So Todd says, so proud of my cousin Jafar. Get me? So proud, yeah. And obviously asked them, Jaafar Jackson, Michael movie, Lionsgate, Michael Jackson, obviously, yeah. Cool. Boom. Next thing. How many times have you watched this Michael trailer? Be honest, at least 5 times for me. Yeah. Boom. That's that one. Yeah. Boom. I want to show you another one. This is the one that I like to read out. I saw this earlier. I was like, raw. He ain't playing. He ain't playing. All right. Taj critics also. Sorry. Taj says, are critics still trying downplay Michael Jackson's popularity and achievements? The entire world is dancing and singing to this man's legacy. Will the Michael movie gross billions of dollars? This is Michael Joseph Jackson we are talking about. He's been making and breaking records as a kid. Talk that talk. You feel me? Talk that talk. Obviously, this is my other profile, innit? Yeah. But I'll try and log in to my other profile another time. Because I know you're probably thinking, how could be no trust? What's that? If you know, you know. So anyway, that aside, we're gonna swim back over to Instagram real quick, and I'm gonna show you something. Yeah, because it's important to see how are they reacting. For example, that's the most important thing. How are the family reacting? So, for example, Prince. So obviously, Prince has said, discover the making of a king. So he knows. He knows. Like that. He said, I know. Get me? Um, so obviously you're gonna like obviously pure cinema vibes, you know how it goes. Get me? No man, like this is an historic moment. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously Michael in theaters, we might as well watch this here as well.
I know you've been waiting a long
Michael
time.
in theaters, April 24, 2016.
The tracks are made, the songs are ready. Let's take it from the top. This is your
Gosh, you
story.
can't put this into words.
Honor your past
So you wanna be starting
and embrace the future. That's what people want.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay, but remember, in here, keep those feet still, my man.
Man, I can't wait till this movie drops, man. This movie, 2026 is saying. Man. And this is the thing, is that worldwide 2000, worldwide. Because you got to think, in America, they could say April 24th, 2026, and they could say April 20, let me see, April 27th, 2026 in another country. Do you see what I'm going to say? That's what we all got to be asking. What country are we talking about? Is that worldwide? This is going to do numbers. Like this, I'm not even, yeah, obviously I'm a Michael Jackson fan, yeah, but I'm just saying in general, this is going to do numbers. Like numbers. I don't think you understand. If you were never there to realize the phenomenon that is Michael Jackson, you're about to see it. When you're talking about aura farming, Michael Jackson is the king of aura farming. He created that. He created aura farming. Do you know what I'm saying? He is the aura farmer. Do you know what I'm saying? No, like there's so much levels to this. But like I said, when it's not just a trailer that we have to react to. It's more than this, yeah. So please bear with me. We're gonna try and see. I was meant to see if I can find someone else who it was, but that's fine. We don't need to look at anyone else's reaction in regards to that, other than Prince and do you know what I mean? And all that. We don't need that. For now, these are the people. These are the people, the main people that need to be involved. Knowing that Michael Jackson's son's involved is important. In fact, you know what? Speaking of that, hold on, I want to see something. Actually, no, I'll do that on my own time. I'll do that on my own time. I'll tell you another time. But basically, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swing back over to YouTube, yeah. I'm gonna show you why this is the full circle moment, yeah. This is a full circle moment. But in case you didn't know, you see when it comes down to see, look, everyone's reacted to it. Everybody. That you see when it comes down to the and I'm gonna watch that myself as well. Shout out to Tai Two True, yeah. Like you see when it comes down to the reality of I forgot what I was gonna say. I can't even lie, I lost track. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. You see when it comes down to it being a full circle moment. Let me show you something. Because basically, hold on. Yeah, he's not. But anyway, Michael Jackson. What was it? Okay. So basically, what you need to realize is obviously Jermaine Jackson's son is playing Michael Jackson. Yeah. All right. So also, what we have to also now mention is you see when it comes to the dispute that they had, the rivalry. Oh boy, it's a different level. But this is what I was going to say. I apologize. You know when I'm so excited, sometimes I fumble my word and I forget things. But now I remember what I was going to say, and we'll get into it. So they are doing parts So the Michael movie is in parts, yeah. So this is the Michael one is part one. Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna name part two, but yeah, there's gonna be another part. There's some rumors that it could be a part three. Because really and truly, how much story can you tell within 3 to 4 hours? There's only so much, especially when it comes to Michael Jackson. Now, there's a lot to tell. A lot. So, but anyway, one thing that they do have to tell, and I wonder if they will tell it, is the the um the issues, or not necessarily issues, the rivalry, the brotherhood, the brother rivalry, sibling rivalry between Jermaine and Michael. Yeah. So first, yeah, we're gonna get into this one here first. Yeah, fight for the spotlight, because this is when the Jackson 5 days. Then we get to the other one. Let's go.
Yes, gang! It's Black Friday. Here, look.
Hey, the Switch 1 plus Hot Wheels monster truck, only £259.
Being bandmates with your siblings sounds like it could be the best thing in the world. But, in reality, it could be an absolute nightmare. Today, the Jackson 5 is fondly remembered for their bubblegum pop tunes, perfectly coordinated.
If you listen to those records, they're not bubblegum. They're literally mature records. They're mature records. It may sound to some to say bubblegum because of how young they were, but if you listen to the songs, and I will react to them, by the way, like, so make sure you stay subscribed for that. And when turning your post notifications, and when I go live and react to that, you'll be able to, yeah, go live. You'll be able to see it when I'm there live. So
Dance moves and characteristically 70s costumes. The public's first introduction to who would eventually be known worldwide as the King of Pop.
Costumes is wild.
However, before Michael Jackson took the mic stand, the group had another lead singer who had to step down as a result. His older brother, Jermaine.
See, this is the thing, yeah? I don't think he ever stepped down as a lead singer. You know, when it comes to groups, there's no such thing as one solo lead singer. I want to let you understand, like, that it doesn't work that way. And I'm not trying to defend Jermaine Jackson or any of that nature. All I'm saying is, you have to understand. Obviously, Jermaine is the oldest out of him and Michael, right? So that's fair play. But as far as he's like the second lead, or do you know what I mean? It's the second. There's no harm in being a second lead if your voice ain't hitting the way that the actual lead singer's hitting. What can you say? You might as well just say, "All right, cool, young man. You might as well have the spotlight." Get me? Wouldn't you want your brother to shine? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm speaking from a younger sibling perspective, but let me know in the comments below. If you're an older sibling, wouldn't you want your younger sibling to shine and have that spotlight? You know what I mean? But then obviously, as a man as well, it is a thing of ego in it. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong.
While the chemistry between Michael and Jermaine outwardly looked pleasant during their time in the Jackson 5, these performing brothers soon developed a sibling rivalry that became especially fierce years after the group's Motown heyday. Jermaine Jackson being the only other brother to enjoy any major success as a solo artist, his music career was very much overshadowed by his younger brother. This jealousy and competition over the years resulted in the two beefing with each other during
I don't know when this was recorded and when this was made or when this was produced, but every other sibling Michael has, they've all charted individually, if that is correct. I'm pretty sure that is the right thing I'm saying, because I saw a Guinness Book of Records where let me see, all siblings charted on all siblings charted on the Billboard. Let me see if that comes up. Let me see. Yeah, the Jackson siblings hold a record for the most siblings to have solo hits on Billboard charts. Yeah. I'm gonna share this later so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, All 9 siblings, Rebe, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Latoya, Marlon, Michael, Randy, and Janet have had a solo chart success on various Billboard charts. There you go. There you go. And obviously, Michael was the first, you know what I mean? Leading the way as per usual. Got to be there. Hey, let's go.
During the 1980s, with their prolonged feud culminating in the release of a 1991 diss track.
And we're going to react to that. We're going to react to that right here today. So make sure you stay tuned, because when you hear this, come on, man.
However, for Jermaine, family always came before show business, and questioned his brother's loyalty as he soared into new cataclysmic heights of superstardom. Michael was undeniably the Jackson family's biggest star. However, the bigger the star, the harder the fall. And as Michael faced allegations, numerous attacks, and career takedowns, Jermaine remained the sibling that most often and most consistently came to Michael's public defense.
Exactly. This is what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, sibling rivalry aside, family is family. You get me? Yeah, we may be, because, all right, look, you know how, irrespective of siblings, yeah, you know how sometimes there's someone that can push you to your greater heights, innit? So it's like, you know what I mean? So I can't speak on how Michael Jackson saw his brother, and I can't speak for how Jermaine saw his brother, innit? I can't speak for that. Only they can speak for themselves. But evidently, just because you may feel a way about where your career is going versus how your sibling's career is going, it doesn't mean that you should hold any animosity towards your sibling from in private life. Public, fair enough, entertainment, cool. That's show business. The show must go on, yeah? But behind closed doors, nah. We're good in it. We're all good. You know what I mean? Christmas, Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? Well, Thanksgiving is next, in it. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But obviously they're Jehovah's Witnesses, so they're not really celebrating none of that. So, but anyway, let's go.
Leading all the way up to his untimely death in 2009 and beyond. Here's the story of the complicated stardoms, musical rivalries, and family dynamics of Michael and Jermaine Jackson. Here's the detail.
Working across teams is tough. Asana helps you handle it. That's because Asana is where humans and AI coordinate.
Early days. Jermaine LaJean Jackson was born on December 11, 1954 in Gary, Indiana. He was the fourth child of parents Joseph and Catherine Jackson. While his father worked long hours as a crane operator at the local steel mill, Jermaine and his brothers, Tito and Jackie, secretly practiced songs using their father's prized guitar. One night in 1964, after Tito accidentally broke a string on his father's instrument, the trio were forced to own up to their late-night practicing. The enraged patriarch then, out of anger, made his boys demonstrate their newfound musicianship. This performance inspired Joe to manage their new pursuit, naming them.
Nah, that's not really out of anger. That's out of like, okay, so my kids are practicing when I'm not home using my guitar. Yes, I'm enraged. Well, not enraged. Yes, I'm upset. But let me see what these boys got. Do you know what I mean? Because think about it. He could have easily just sent them to their rooms or just give them a good hiding or two. You know what I'm saying? That's one or two ways of putting it. Like disciplining them. But the other way of disciplining them was show me what you got. Do you like? Look, their father gets such a bad reputation, and we will get into that another day, yeah? But like, the reality is, had it not been for this moment, would we be here now? Think about that for a moment. Let that sink in for a moment. Anyway, let's go.
The Jackson brothers. By the end of 1965, Jermaine's younger brothers Marlon and Michael also joined. creating what would become the Jackson 5. After the group won a talent contest held at Jackie's high school, the Jackson 5 began taking their performances more seriously. At that time, Jermaine was the original lead singer of the band. Until 1966, when younger brother Michael began singing lead vocals after his mother witnessed at home his extraordinary vocal ability blossoming, moving Jermaine from the band's lead singer to backup singer and bassist. Each of the Jacksons have shared how tight their brotherhood was during those early years.
Thanks to their mother. This isn't the doing of their father. That's thanks to their mother. So you see how it was a drained effort. It was a drained effort. Come on, man. Let's go.
They rehearsed together, played shows, and shared private spaces, sleeping in a 3-level bunk bed in their bedroom in Gary. Jermaine Jackson calling it their first dressing room. The brothers worked long hours and performed in several low-class nightclubs before securing a spot at the famous amateur night competition at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York. The group won the contest, impressing Motown CEO Berry Gordy, who awarded the group a record contract in 1968.
Hold on.
Going Hollywood.
There's a bit of the story that's not necessarily been told, but this is why that movie is important, because they may tell it, they may not tell it. I don't know, because you see with movies and biopics, you can never really stress on it to be 100% accurate all the way. Yeah. And then after hearing what Paris said, I'm like, all right, cool. Gonna take a lot of things, not a lot of things with a pinch of salt, yeah. But like, if his daughter is saying this, then all right, cool, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? But I hope that when the premiere does happen, she is there. Do you know what I mean? I hope everyone is there, man, because it's only right. Let's go.
Once launched at a nationwide level, the group became wildly successful, with their first releases making history as the first recording act to score 4 consecutive hit singles on the Billboard Hot 100 chart: I Want You Back, ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There were all songs that wouldn't be the same without the vocal contributions of both Michael and Jermaine.
You see, that's what I was saying earlier. You see, lead singer and second lead, they need one another. It is what it is. This is why I'm saying this is a full circle moment. Like, but don't worry, there's more. Yeah, there's more. Let's keep it moving.
It has often been referred to as a call-and-response duet. The chemistry that Michael and Jermaine had in the Jackson 5 early hits added distinct personality and contributed to their own signature sound. Even though Michael was the standout star of the Jackson 5, he knew how important of a role his older brother played in the magic they possessed on stage. Quote, "Growing up, it was Jermaine I focused on. He'd walk me to school, I'd get his hand-me-down clothes. It was his voice that I first imitated. I loved his sound. He showed me the way." In more recent years, Jermaine has shared his and Michael's very close bond in their early years of fame and success. They often shared a room together with their father Joseph next door. He wanted to keep an eye, or an ear, out for his 2 lead singers. Quote, "Michael and I seem to..."
You heard that. For his 2 lead singers. For his 2 lead singers. All right, let's keep it moving.
Spent all our downtime together in those days, and the bond between us was sealed tight. I cannot remember an argument or a fight in our childhood. Michael looked up to me, I looked out for him. On stage, he was always to my right. In hotels, he was always in the bed to the left. If I couldn't see Michael and know he was okay, I didn't feel at ease. So when did this so-called rivalry between Michael and Jermaine come from? Well, it most likely started with the Motown press department and then was fed to industry media outlets as a device to promote the band. The Jackson 5 and their latest record wasn't the only thing marketed towards their young female devotees, but fans were encouraged to get to know the brothers as individuals. Who's the funny one? The sporty...
See, this is what I like, yeah? It's mad because obviously, what year did you become a Michael Jackson fan? And what year did you become a Janet Jackson fan? You could put that too, but what year did you become a Jackson 5 fan? Leave your answer in the comments below, because I always feel like as years go by, the Jackson 5 as a whole, for some reason, they get discredited. whereas that's Michael Jackson's foundation. Do you understand? See, this is why it's even more just as important that Jaafar is playing his uncle, because Jafar's dad is Jermaine Jackson, who was in the Jackson 5 with his brother. Like, do you get it? So again, like I said, full circle moment. But let's go.
One, or the more intellectual one. It seems to always be the case that band members are compared against each other. What special sauce does each member bring to the collective? Of course, fans would have their favorites, which would often incite heated debates on school playgrounds, only stirring up more interest and enthusiasm for the group and its members, but for different reasons. Some may have loved Michael for his cherubic smile and energetic performances, when others may have been drawn to Jermaine for giving the band a more mature edge in his status as a teen heartthrob. The Jackson 5 was a musical act, but they were more importantly brothers. And just like all families, rivalries and competition between siblings can form seemingly out of nowhere, without the encouragement of outside influences, whether
No, it's not out of nowhere. I'm telling you. You may think it's out of nowhere, but if you have siblings, it's not out of nowhere. It's something they say or do that's going to get you, do you know what I mean? I don't want to use the word irate or annoyed, because those are very strong terms to use, but if you have siblings, you know. Do you know what I mean? If you have siblings, you know. You would know. Do you know what I mean? Let's go.
in the form of music executives, fan magazines, or opinion polls. The record label was just as much as the public, crafting a rivalry between the brothers, starting with their first solo albums. Michael and Jermaine's solo projects were created to contribute to and strengthen the overall Jackson 5 brand. However, the press was quick to create a rivalry, asking each of them during interviews how it felt to now compete on the music charts. As early as
That's where it started. Okay, it kind of makes sense, because the media do kind of play a massive role into certain situations. It reminds me of the East Coast and the West Coast situation in regards to hip hop. You know what I mean? But if you take a deep dive, in fact, let me get to help me get to 1,000 subscribers first, and then what I will release when it's time, you'll see. Because I've been planning this, like I've been literally doing my research, planning. But anyway, let's go.
1972, news reporters were asking Michael when he was planning to leave the group and start a fully realized solo career.
You just issued a single record on your own, not with the rest of the group. Now, sometimes when that happens in a group, everybody says, he's going to leave and go off on his own. Is that what you're going to do?
No.
Why did you issue that single on your own?
Well, they maybe, like they put out a single, like, one record, then they'll put another one out. It's all got to be there.
But with the media...
so innocent, yeah? Because he ain't got a clue what's going on. Like he ain't got a clue what's going on. Like, it's magic, because when you're an adult, you know what I mean? Like, you can understand words, and I'm not saying you didn't understand words, yeah, but I'm saying when you can see the nuances, yeah, of what's going on, you know what I mean? You'll get it, man. But all he said was, you just put out a record, put out another one, and another one. You know what I'm saying?
Presented as a rivalry between artists was likely no more than healthy competition between two naturally determined brothers. As lead vocalists in the group, Michael and Jermaine were the only two to launch their own solo careers while still members of the Jackson 5. Like Michael, Jermaine even had a hit with 1972's Daddy's Home, a cover of the Shep and the Limelight song. The single became a gold disc, selling over 1 million units, and was accompanied by 2 album releases in 1972 and 1973, namely Jermaine and Come Into My Life, respectively. Although his brother Michael is generally considered as the standout talent in the Jackson 5, Jermaine's voice had its own special quality and was viewed by many as the most soulful of the Jackson family. Aside from music, Jermaine would go on to graduate from Birmingham High School in Van Nuys, Los Angeles in 1973. Late that year, at the age of 19, he married the daughter of Motown Records founder Berry Gordy, Hazel Gordy. The wedding was a lavish occasion, the ceremony itself taking place at the Beverly Hills Hotel. 600 guests were then invited to the Gordy's Los Angeles estate for an elaborate buffet dinner. White tents were erected on the Gordy's lawn and filled with pale blue and white flowers flecked with artificial snow to echo the winter season, cementing Jermaine's position within the Motown family, just as his own were looking to part ways. Leaving Motown. By 1975, Joe Jackson refused to allow his sons to record any more music for Motown due to their desire for more creative control and higher royalty rates after learning that they were earning only 2.8% of royalties from Motown. In July 1975, the Jackson family announced their departure from Motown at a New York press conference. The family's patriarch had already secured a lucrative contract to have the group signed with Epic Records, a subsidiary.
Listen, can I tell you something this from now? Do you see why their dad deserves to get a lot of credit? Like, because they would have still be earning peanuts. There's many artists, unfortunately, that go through that process. And look, I'm telling you this from now, yeah. You see, when it comes to music, to the music business, it's a ruthless business. And if you are not clued up, they will chew you up and throw you out to the wolves. Anyway.
Of CBS, who agreed to give them more creative control over their musical output and offered a royalty rate of 20% per record. Absent from the press conference and the new deal was Jermaine Jackson, who decided to stay with Motown following his marriage to Hazel Gordy. As a result of his departure, the Jackson family's youngest son, Randy, would replace him in the band. Although the Jackson family expressed to news outlets that they were still hopeful that Jermaine would rejoin the...
Would you really call that a replacement? It was inevitable. Like, he was literally there when Jermaine was there. But maybe, you know, the Michael movie is gonna show that. But anyway, let's
group
go.
At a later date. Quote, "Under his conditions, it'll take a while," Joe Jackson remarked. As for their relationship, with Berry Gordy and the Motown team who skyrocketed the Jackson 5 into international stardom, the patriarch smiled. Quote, "You take it as it comes." Even though the group announced their departure from the label, they still remained under contract to Motown until March 1976. Motown sued the Jackson family for breach of contract but allowed the group to record for Epic as long as they changed their name because Motown owned the name Jackson 5. Therefore, the brothers would be renamed.
I want to say that's ruthless and evil, but it's business. You got to own your IP. You got to own your name. That's mad. That's what I'm saying. You got to be clued up. But let's go.
And performed there on out as the Jacksons. In the end, Jermaine didn't leave Motown to rejoin his brothers. He believed it was important to stay loyal to those that helped get you to where you were in the first place, and in interviews stated that his marriage to Hazel had nothing to do with his decision. As he saw it, it wasn't him who left the group, but the group.
No, it's very clear he left the group. But think about it. It's one or two things there. As much as he wants to say that it's got nothing to do with his marriage, yeah, your wife has to come first, basically. Simple as that. Like, it's as simple as that. It's not gonna be any harmful if he was to say that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say because the person who helped you, you stay loyal to them, because the same person that's helping you is helping themselves even more. So if you want to continue earning less, by all means, earn less.
Group who left him by leaving Motown. After the split, Jermaine flew out to Long Island, New York, where the Jackson brothers were performing, as requested by Michael, who had secretly phoned Berry Gordy. The conversation between Jermaine and Michael that night was one that would end in tears for both brothers. Quote, "Michael said he couldn't imagine continuing on stage without me. I said I couldn't imagine being at Motown without my brothers. We slowly arrived at acceptance, not quite understanding how we'd reached this endgame." Jermaine also talked about the guilt that he felt for his decision. Even his trip there that night, in which he intended to show support, had misled everyone that he'd changed his mind. After confronting his father, feeling the disappointment from his brothers, and seeing the unbearable look of sadness on Michael's face, Jermaine painted a clear picture of his family all walking away from him. in a bubble that no longer surrounded him.
I'm just seeing the picture of them.
Jermaine has since reflected that the weeks of separation from his family after the Jackson 5's departure from Motown were some of the most difficult in his life. Quote, "The sense of detachment and loneliness was profound. I didn't feel like I had lost my right arm. I felt like I had lost every limb. I had Hazel, of course, but the brotherhood was intrinsic to who I was and everything I knew. When it was ripped away, I felt something tear." From facing pressure and accusations of betrayal from Joseph to dealing with backlash from Jackson 5 fans who blamed Jermaine for breaking up the group, his wife Hazel recalled Jermaine's sadness as a depression that no one could coax him out of. Michael also talks about the first shows they did without Jermaine in his autobiography Moonwalker. Quote, "I clearly remember the first show we did without him because it was so painful for me. Since my earliest days on stage, and even in our rehearsals in our Gary living room, Jermaine stood at my left with his bass. I depended on being next to Jermaine." From the beginning, Michael and Jermaine...
Man, this is tough. It's tough to watch this, man. I can't even lie. But let's keep it moving. Let's go.
always stood side by side. If you enjoyed this, then check out other Jackson family dynamics we have documented in previous videos. Links are in the description box below. Subscribe for part 2, as next we delve into Jermaine's battle in the charts with his brothers and their eventual reunion for the most ambitious tour of the 1980s. A tour so big, it almost destroyed them.
Oh, we definitely 100% reacting to that next year. But like I said, you can see why this is such a full circle moment. I was meant to actually, do you know what? Before we even do that, I'm going to see something real quick. In fact, hold that for a second. Let me see something. But yeah, turn on your post notifications, keep it moving, let's keep it moving. Before we even get into that, let me see, what was I looking for again? There was a post that I had. There was something that's basically what I'm looking for. Hold on. It's got to be here somewhere. It can't be that far off. Okay, found it. Let's go to it. All right. So before we get back into that, get into the second part, make sure you hit the like button, turn on your post notification. Let's keep it moving. I almost forgot. This is why I actually need to start having notes again, because I lost track of what I was doing. Anyway, so Snow_Black puts Black Twitter. Don't mind, it's just fireworks. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. All right, so what are you wearing to the Michael? Now I hope they're done, because I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're celebrating that Michael Jackson's movie is coming out. I don't know. Maybe that's why they're doing the fireworks. I don't know. You tell me. But anyway, I have to be careful with certain sounds on my, you know what I mean? Because I can't afford for none of my channels to get disrupted. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So, T-Put, what are you wearing to the Michael Jackson movie? Someone put, they shared this. You know what I mean? This is a cold fit, though. I can't even lie. That's a cold fit. Hoodie tucked in my suit jacket. Yeah. I hear that still. I'm looking for Captain Crunch jacket as we speak. Hey, nah, not Captain Crunch. What? Come on, man. Nah, come on. Anyway, something custom for sure. It literally comes out the day before my birthday. Wow. That's a birthday celebration for sure, for sure. For sure, for sure. Gotta find a vintage Captain EO shirt. I hear that still. It's the only way. Might have to buy a red leather jacket. I've got one, but anyway. This one said, Joe, this fit is so cold. You know what I'm saying? For sure wearing my Thriller jacket. I'm a brown girl. I'm a brown girl. Can I join? I think I'm fully. What? What do you mean? Anyway, I'm afraid I'll get up. To be honest, this fit? Nah. You know when they're trying to say he's a Crip? I think that's a Crip, Kurt. He was. I think it was. I forgot his name on Twitter. That normally posts about Kendrick. He's like he Kurt. You know what I'm saying? Because he's throwing up the C in it. Anyway, this fit is cold. This is one of the, out of all the fits I've seen on this thing so far, this is the coldest and cleanest fit. That jacket is cold. Is that AFL Air Force Ones, aren't they? This fit is cold. This fit is too cold. Too cold. Something to make sure y'all ninjas remember the times. I don't know. For real. Do you remember the time? Hey, sometimes something like might have to get to the zoo to see if I can borrow Bubbles for a day or two. Are you sure about that? Because Bubbles a bit aggressive these days. Are you sure? Want to see if I can pull this train off the classic reasons. If you know, you know it. You know. This and I'm making this a little peek around every corner. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Always looking for an excuse to break out in big red. This jacket is too cold. Michael Jackson has one of the cleanest fits in history. I don't have to explain it. There's some things there where only Michael Jackson could pull off. And you could be like, oh yeah, that's Michael Jackson fit. Like there was something I saw, yeah, and they said, who would wear this? Immediately, who came to mind was Michael Jackson. I can't remember what it was, which is amazing when you think about it. It's like, right, okay. Anyway, trying to get close to this look. This fit's cold. Oh, I might want this fit though. With the glove. Hey, yo, come on, man. The doves are coming, you know. Me and my husband stepping in the fit like this. I hear it. Hold on. A little boy, a sweater vest with a sequin star. All right. Listen, we could be here for a long time with this. I'm not gonna lie. How about some of these? I'm taking this idea. I'm dressing up as Mike on the Thriller album cover. I'm buying 2 seats so I can sit down like this and entire movie. I hear it. That is hilarious. Hey, nah. I hear it. I fully hear it. Anyway, but when I go see it for the second time, I'm wearing one of these. I hear it. Listen. Listen. I'm telling you. I remember this performance. I've been waiting for this moment, right? This right moment. Me and my cousins are putting up a dress like this. Yes, see, the Jackson 5s need their credit. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna leave it there for now. Yeah, and go back to this. Yeah, because listen, we could be here all day in regards to that situation. Yeah, but yeah, man. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's keep it moving. Let me make sure I charge up my laptop before that crashes out. But yeah, you can see why, like I said, this is not just a trailer reaction. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot more to this, yeah? like I said, this is a full circle moment, and the fact that we've hold on. What just happened?
Natural energy.
We didn't click on that. We were supposed to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We were supposed to read the comments on this one. I'm going to quickly read the comments. Give me a second. I knew there was something I was supposed to do.
With Vintage new electronics category.
I just got a little distracted. Don't mind me, people. Don't mind me. All right, so Mr. Osmond and did the same thing. Didn't matter who was in front, as long as it was an Osmond. Donnie got the goal centre. Morel got pushed back. He confronted his father when he had to give up down by the lazy river to Donnie. Jermaine had a good voice, and Jackie didn't know about that information, but I appreciate that information. I didn't know. Not my blood brother, but I got an old friend that can relate to this thinking. Interesting. Can't do Jermaine. He's jealousy spirit. See, this is what I'm trying to say. What do you mean by jealousy spirit? Jermaine and Marlon were such dolls. But anyway, I know I said I'm going to react to this. I might do it, I might not. It just depends on the timing. I'm just trying to look at the other things, because there's something else that we're going to react to. This is it. All right. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notification. Let's keep it moving. There might be, you know what? This is what Jermaine Jackson jealousy rivalry growing up with Michael in his own words. Let's react to this one first and then this one. Let's see if I know it would make sense to react to this first, then that, because obviously we've got to hear it in his own words. Let's go.
Being bandmates with yours sounds like it could be the best thing in the world, but in reality, it could be an absolute nightmare. While their chemistry outwardly looked pleasant during their time in the Jackson 5, these performing brothers soon developed a sibling rivalry that became especially fierce years after the group's Motown heyday. That rivalry being between Michael Jackson and his older brother Jermaine. Making it alone. The Jackson 5's exodus to Epic Records wasn't just hard for Jermaine, but was also a tough pill for Motown to swallow. The Detroit record company that managed the careers of the most popular black music artists of the 60s was now experiencing a serious downturn, and the Jacksons weren't the only part to play in that. By 1975, the Spinners had left Motown and found great success. Gladys Knight and the Pips left and also experienced a career resurgence, and longtime Motown producers like Lamont Dozier had also made their exit.
We might have to dive deep into that another time. That's crazy. Do you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of No Limit. Not to say, no, yeah, it does remind me of No Limit. When the producers left and certain key individuals left, the success of the label diminished. It's raw.
Diana Ross, The Temptations, and The Miracles, all of whom remained on the label, were beginning to appear as old hat. Only Stevie Wonder and the Jackson 5, the last successful act they developed, continued to push an image of Motown as a commercially viable entity at the more cutting edge of popular music. Once visionaries that made stars out of kids from Detroit's Brewster projects, they were seen as no longer catapulting careers, but holding their talent captive by nefarious contracts. Quote, "We left Motown because we look forward to selling a lot of albums. Motown sells a lot of singles. Epic sells a lot of albums." Brother Tito Jackson stated at a 1975 press conference announcing their departure from Motown. In light of a statement like this, Berry Gordy responded by stepping it up a notch to demonstrate that the Jackson family's presumption was unfounded and that their departure would ultimately prove to be a grave mistake. With his son-in-law, the last Jackson remaining, Gordy hired a who's who of Motown producers. This included Hal Davis, who was instrumental in the Jackson 5's early success, and Jeffrey Bowen to develop Jermaine's next record, which its mission was to launch his adult solo career. 1970s major hitmakers like Barry White were even in talks with Berry Gordy to help with the album. White confirming in a 1975 interview, quote, "There's a strong possibility that I might even produce Jermaine Jackson in the future, and I can dig that. Barry's..."
Bruh, imagine an album for Jermaine Jackson produced by Barry White. D. Barry White. Can you imagine? Furthermore, I didn't even know this about Barry White. All I knew, yeah, he was a singer, but I didn't know he could produce for other. I didn't know he could produce for other people. I didn't know this. And this is the thing about musicians, yeah. You don't know the talents that they genuinely have. You don't know until later. It's mad. But yo, let's keep moving.
Got every step of Jermaine's career mapped out, and it's just a matter of executing the program. When in the past brotherly competition played out in fan magazines while Jermaine was still in the Jackson 5, now it was featured in national press as both Jermaine and the Jacksons battled it out in the charts. Jermaine's record label even got in on the act, with Motown releasing Joyful Jukebox Music, an album of previously unreleased tracks by the Jackson 5 recorded a year before they switched labels. The record was stocked on music store shelves mere weeks before the newly formed Jacksons were to release their much-anticipated debut at Epic, a clear attempt to confuse the record-buying public, or at least spread the allowances of fans so to diminish the Jacksons' first-week record sales and put money back in Motown's pocket. Emotions got the best of them.
Jones. I know you saw that, right? I know you saw that, right? Do you know what I mean? Let's keep it moving, though. Hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notification. Let's keep it moving. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
During this period of change, but the hardest feelings were not so much among the brothers as with the public, who looked at Jermaine as something of a traitor. Quote, "We would be playing basketball together, and people would come up to get their autographs, but they wouldn't ask for mine, because they would say, 'Oh no, we don't want your autograph because you left your brothers.'" Motown soon began heavy promotion for Jermaine's first albums.
"We don't want your autograph because you left your brothers." Morals, morality, let's go.
Since leaving the group. 1976's My Name is Jermaine, which featured the futuristic bass odyssey, Let's Be Young Tonight, and the ballad My Touch of Madness. However, the record didn't rip through the charts as Motown had hoped, with its lead single peaking on the Billboard Hot 100 at a disappointing 55. What came next was Feel the Fire, a record released a year later in 1977 and ranked even lower than its predecessor, followed by The Uncharting Frontiers less than a year later, which included 2 Stevie Wonder cover songs. Name.
Bruh. Yeah, do you know what that is? Hear me out and hear me out loudly. That's because he left his brothers. If he still was with his brothers, I reckon it would have done well. You got put this into perspective. If you leave your answer in the comments below, do you also agree with me, or maybe you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments. If he's being told he's playing basketball, and then people would want autographs of other people, but not him, and they say, "We don't want your autograph because you left your brothers," that's a clear sign that your records are not going to do as well as you hope. They're not going to sell. Thing about music, yeah, and as much as back then, personality is, I'm not going to say isn't everything, but it is everything. So if you are likable, the more chances that you are going to sell more records. Do you get it? If you're unlikable, the chances are, even if you are known to an extent, you may not sell as much record. You may sell records, but you won't sell as much. That's just the harsh reality of life, and that's just not just music. That's in every other aspect.
Isn't She Lovely? And I Love Every Little Thing About You. Although Jermaine's first 3 records post the Jackson 5 didn't propel his career.
The man covered his cousin Stone, but did they know he was cousin? Did they know they were cousins back then?
Forward as he and Motown hoped, the Stevie Wonder connection he developed continued, resulting in Jermaine enlisting the aid of his label mate to write and produce 3 of the tracks that would feature on his 1979 album, Let's Get Serious. This included the record's title track, which became Jackson's second top 10 pop hit and first #1 single on the R&B chart. edging out brother Michael's platinum-certified mega hit Rock With You. Achieving both commercial.
Are you serious? That's amazing. I honestly didn't know that. If you told me any different, if someone told me that Jermaine Jackson's had a bigger success on the charts than Michael Jackson, I would have never believed them. But here we are. Facts are fact. Let's go.
Commercial and critical success with the track, Jermaine was also nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. However, lost to his brother Michael, who secured his first Grammy for his performance on another 1979 smash hit of his, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Are you serious?
Brothers reunited. At this point, it felt that Jermaine and his brothers had finally hit their stride after the Jacksons secured a string of hits from their 1978 album Destiny, and Michael's incredible solo success with Off the Wall. However, the public perception was that Jermaine had it the easiest because his father-in-law ran the recording company. Quote, "But it was harder on me than it would have been on anybody else," he said when questioned. Quote, "My father-in-law was tough on me, tougher than he was on anybody else." That being said, all that was needed from Jermaine was for him to do what he was told and trust the Motown machine that catapulted the Jackson 5 into superstardom in the first place. Quote, "Sometimes you have to try a few recipes and experiment a little before you find the right combination of ingredients. It was the same way with my albums. I had to change ingredients and now I think I have it right." However, Jermaine was becoming increasingly frustrated, and after so many unfulfilled dreams in the years since leaving his brothers, he feared his career wasn't building enough momentum to reach his ultimate goals. Quote, "I haven't toured since the last show I did with my brothers in Las Vegas. I guess I feel I want to be more ready and have the product. I could have toured after Let's Get Serious, but my father-in-law told me, look, that's just one hit record. You've got to do it," and he was absolutely right. However,
makes sense. It makes sense because you can't just tour with one song. You can if you want to, but you can't tour with one song. You can't tour with one song.
having performed since the age of 9, Jermaine felt he was too long in the tooth at 26 to be constantly told that he needed to prove himself and work on his craft before achieving success. He had long paid his dues and should be reaping the benefits of his hard work like his brothers, performing arenas night after night around the world. After the disappointing release of the records I Like Your Style in 1981 and Let Me Tickle Your Fancy the following year, Jermaine finally began to plan his long-anticipated exit from Motown, who appeared to have run out of steam when it came to his career. Some kind of reunion with his brothers was also on the cards, although Jermaine was keen for it not to be as seen as him simply rejoining the band, or even worse, piggybacking off their recent success. Quote, "We are planning to do one tour together," Jermaine said in a 1982 interview. Quote, "And we may even do an album together, but no, it wouldn't be a permanent thing. I'm on my own for keeps. I like it this way."
Sure you do. You tell yourself that.
The Jackson Brothers reunion would come during a high-profile 1983 television special celebrating 25 years of unparalleled success and the enduring legacy of Motown.
Are you serious? I'm going to react to this Motown 25, the whole shebang, yeah? Hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, so when I do go live and react to that, you will be there, you'll be notified. This is interesting to me because the reality is, yeah, I've always known it as the night where Michael Jackson did the Moonwalk for the first time on national TV. But then I realized, oh wait, it's a celebration of Motown here, 25 years. But I didn't realize it was also a significant year for the Jackson family in terms of reuniting as brothers. I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know that. That's interesting. I think they did kind of mention it in no, they did mention it in the American Dream, but maybe, you know, when you see things and hear things, you don't. Yeah, let's go.
Motown 25. There, they were to perform a string of early Jackson 5 hits, and after, Michael was to appear on stage alone to do his own rendition of the latest single from his new record, Thriller. Although the televised event was billed as the Jackson Brothers' big reunion, Michael Jackson's stellar performance of Billie Jean and his first introduction of his soon-to-be signature move, the moonwalk,
literally stole the show. So you mean to say, hold on for a minute, yeah? Like, think about this, yeah? How would you feel as a sibling, yeah? Would you feel proud? Would you feel proud of your sibling doing these bits, yeah? Doing what you need to do, yeah? But then at the same time, you came back to the group to help and show support for Motown 25, all that stuff there, celebrate 25 years. And it's like a reunion. So it's supposed to be a big deal for everybody, not just for the family, but for everyone. But then realizing, no, your younger brother literally just stole the show. That stole that headline, stole this moment. Like, that's I don't know. I can't even say that's jealous. You would feel jealous or proud. It's like a weird feeling. Now, how would you feel in that moment? How would you feel? But obviously, it's not just about that, is that?
Show, and was the focus of headlines the next morning. This performance marked the beginning of a colossal rise in popularity and hysteria that surrounded his brother Michael. From monster hits Billie Jean to Beat It and then Thriller, their heavily rotated videos on MTV introduced Jackson to a whole new generation of music buyers, and the Gloved Ones album and single sales went off the charts. Michael Mania had truly taken over the nation and around the world. With Michael's star power at an all-time high and an increasingly anticipated tour with his brothers in the works, Jermaine was in the best of positions to secure a promising record contract outside of Motown. In June 1983, it was announced that after 14 years, Jermaine Jackson had left Motown Records and signed with Arista. It was a bold move to make, probably the biggest of his career, and the first time he would be able to prove he could make it on his own without being molded by a domineering fatherly presence. The road to victory. Towards the end of 1983, during a New York press conference, boxing promoter Don King announced in grand fashion that the Jackson brothers were reuniting for a world tour that would start in summer of 1984. Accompanying the tour would also be a new Jackson's record, which will be their first as a group since 1976. Tossing out figures like $5 million to $25 million, King said he expected it to be the most profitable pop music tour ever. The brothers had already secured a $5 million tour sponsorship deal with Pepsi-Cola, the largest corporate sponsorship deal in rock history. During the event, Jermaine Jackson said that the brothers for a long time wanted to work together again, particularly after being reunited at Motown 25. Although the tour had the Jacksons headlining, their success and popularity as a group had largely been eclipsed by the recent phenomenal success of Michael's solo work. With the Thriller album set to become the largest selling record of all time, many questioned why Michael would be back on stage with his brothers when a solo tour would be way more lucrative for the artist. There was no answer at the press conference, but Michael is said to have agreed to the tour because his family were so invested in it. It was a favor to them and a parting gift as he moved on to more solo projects.
It's mad, yeah, because we never ever got a Thriller tour. It's a bittersweet moment because one could argue, had that happened, where would we be now? Like, I wonder if that's going to also be in the movie. Yeah, there's so many questions I have to ask him. Like, is the way Jermaine's success, but roller coaster of a career was happening? Are they going to show that in the movie? But obviously, some stories about Michael, but just the clips of, oh, he's number one, or he, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Let's go.
Although Michael's throat was said to be too tired to speak during the press conference, a release handed out beforehand had Michael clearly quoted as saying this will be the last tour. After this announcement, Jermaine spent the following months in the studio finishing up recording for his debut at Arista, and an album that would introduce himself to a whole new global audience of prospective fans that Michael had previously captivated with Thriller. The record was simply titled Jermaine Jackson, or Dynamite internationally, and didn't deviate too far from the trending sounds of 80s pop, giving them a slickly produced Jackson R&B edge. stony-faced and poised in a velvet military-style jacket. What surprised many is that Jermaine didn't make much of an attempt to differentiate himself from his superstar brother. With many
I was about to say the same thing. How you dressing in a military style and having that poised look? Like having a poised look is different because obviously that's normal if you're R&B artist, yeah. But in the military style jacket, that's your brother's look, man. Are you stealing your younger brother's look? Like for real, how are you stealing your younger brother's look? Is that gonna be in the movie though? Let me know if you think that's gonna be in the movie. Leave your answer in the comment section below. But let's go.
critics citing his latest output as poor imitations of Michael's more recent hits. Its lead single, Dynamite, was a clear attempt at producing a dance-focused, MTV-friendly video epic in a similar vein to Michael's Beat It. While music critic Scott L. Miley noted that, quote, the construction of the silly escape from the planet of the Ant-Men might as well be a cheaper version of Thriller, and how about that opening bass line for his duet with Michael, Tell Me I'm Not Dreaming, which sounds a lot like the opener for Michael's Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. The album not only featured brother Michael, but also Tito and Randy, as well as a then unknown Whitney Houston and a sentimental ballad, Take Good Care of My Heart.
Wow. Are you sure? We're going to dive deep into that. That's interesting. A then unknown. I think she was known. Maybe not known on a global scale, because remember, she was signed to Arista Records anyway. Let me find out something. When did Jermaine Jackson feature Whitney? Because I'm just trying to think. Yeah. So that was August 1st, 1984, right? So when did Whitney Houston launch her career? So officially began her solo career by signing a record deal with Arista Records in 1983, releasing her debut album in 1984. Before that, she gained early experience singing in church choir professionally as a backing vocalist for Chaka Khan. I can't say her name once. You know what I mean? She started to professionally sing a teenager, providing back vocals for artists as her mother, Cissy Houston, and Chaka Khan, and hit I'm a Woman. And imagine she redid the version I'm a Woman. So it makes sense. So one could say, yeah, unknown, but really, if she signed to Arista, she was bound to be known. Do you know what I mean? It's just not modern is not the right word to use, but you know what I mean? It was only right to join up with Jermaine Jackson, irrespective of his roller coaster career, like solo career, to be able to have that launch pad. You know what I mean? Because he's still famous, he's still popular, irrespective of how you want to put it. You know what I mean? Because his name is going to be mentioned. If whatever record he does, he's going to be pit against his brother Michael anyway. So yeah, and it's funny because didn't years later they dated apparently, and then she also dated Michael Jackson.
Overall, the record sold well, reaching #1 on the R&B charts and selling over 500,000 copies in the US alone. Critics claimed it was a perfectly serviceable record, but if it weren't for the phenomenal popularity of his brother, there wouldn't have been nearly as much attention paid to the release of it. Although it made marketing sense to tap into the buzz around his brother, Michael's unparalleled talent and recent incredible chart success ultimately shrunk Jermaine's own perceived status. Instead of Jermaine being seen as a prominent star in his own right, in the public's mind, he was labeled the poor man's version of his much-celebrated superstar brother.
Do you know what that is? That is because the media are putting it that way. They're the ones painting the narrative. So it's almost like, yeah, rivalry can happen, but like at the same time, is he the one you know what I mean? Is he the one feeling away? But if you consistently see something over time and time, it can make you feel a certain way, and it will make you feel a certain way. You know what I mean? But you got to know yourself and know who your brother is to be like, that's nothing. Let them do what they want to do because it's going to help us sell records. So, you know what I mean?
However, this could all change as opening night for the Jacksons' Victory Tour approached. It was the first time Jermaine had toured in over 8 years, and he was the only brother aside from Michael to secure a part of the show dedicated to his solo work. No greater of an opportunity to build buzz and finally launch himself as a mainstream artist in his own right. Although the road to victory wasn't as smooth as he and his brothers would have hoped.
Oh, yeah.
If you enjoyed this, then check out the other Jackson family dynamics we have documented in previous videos. Links are in the description box below. Subscribe for part 3 as we next go backstage of the Victory Tour and uncover the heated feuds between Michael and his brothers. How Jermaine's relationship with Michael deteriorated throughout the 1980s, and what led up to his Word to the Bad diss track.
And we're going to get into that diss track. Like, there's a lot we're going to do, yeah? A lot. Anyway.
We're implementing AI.
We've been
So someone said, in Jermaine's defense, nobody saw Michael Jackson coming. He took the world by storm in a way that had never been done before. Michael's extra hard work paid off. He totally took advantage of every opportunity he had. That's why Michael Jackson became the greatest entertainer of all time. That's a fair statement to make. A very, very fair statement to make. Seeker, Bible. Okay, fair enough. Jermaine was a clown. He was jealous of his brother, left his brother for his father-in-law, not to mention he had an affair with his baby brother's ex-wife, which that ended up in a result of Jaafar. Do you see how mad that sounds? No. Do you see how mad that sounds? If that never... So look, he had an affair with his baby brother's ex-wife, as in Randy, or ex-wife, that resulted in the kids being siblings and cousins. He's a clown. But then, this is what I'm going to say. As mad as it sounds here, as mad as that actually sounds, it is... No, you know what? Let me not do that. Let's go to the third one. Michael Jackson, okay. Michael Jackson all the way. Thanks for the video. Sandy from Rome. Italy, great Michael Jackson. It is fair to say it's not all his fault. He actually tried, but his main problem is not being himself by the looks of it. But maybe I need to learn more because I did not know that his song charted higher than Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Because I honestly didn't know that. I promise you I didn't know that. But anyway, let's get into the next one. I don't know. This is what's so mad. Did I react to that? I think I did. I literally can't remember. I've lost track. But anyway, hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications. Yeah, man. I want to see something. Did I? There's actually more. Bruh, there's so much more. Hold on. I didn't react to it. This fine. It's fine. But we're going to react to this first, though, yeah? Because we still need to get onto what things that they may cover, or maybe I might do that another time if I don't have enough time here. Let's go.
Michael, he's perfectionist. He wants the best, and he'll work hard at getting the best.
That part, see?
Growing up in Gary, Indiana, our house was the size of a 2-car garage, not even that big. And I can't believe we had one bathroom. Tito and I slept at the top. Michael and Marlon slept in the middle, and Jackie was at the bottom getting all the showers. We had a washing machine that we would pull out in the middle of the floor, and this washing machine would make this noise. Michael used to stand by the washing machine, and it made this kind of beat, and he was in his diaper, sucking his bottle, and he was just shaking to the beat of the washing machine. My mother used to watch me. She said, he's got rhythm. Tito was sneaking in the closet playing my father's guitar, and then he broke one of the strings. Right. My father came home and saw what had happened, so he said, who played my guitar? And Tito said, I did. So he said, well, show me what you know how to do. So we started playing the guitar, and then we started singing.
See how, listen, I could say another day, another time, you know what I'm going to do. So hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, get me more content is coming on the way.
And that's how it all started. From that point on, he started taking money that's supposed to have been to repair the house, putting it to us with equipment and this and that. And so Michael was just wanting to be in the group, and we said, you're too young. All of a sudden, my mother's mother said, let him in the group. We put him in the group, and it was over. I was the lead singer first. When he started singing, and he started watching James Brown and Joe Tex and all these people, and Sammy Davis and Jackie Wilson, it was over. He could watch something and do it, and that's how he patterned himself.
How many years of your life have you been a performer?
I guess ever since I was 11.
Who have you learned from?
I've learned from all of my father-in-law, my brothers, Barry White, Stevie Wonder, on and on. My mother and father are the reason why we're...
It's so mad. Anyway, let's go.
Really what we are today. They led a very strong, they gave us a strong foundation and a great direction. I remember having a paper route and delivering papers, getting chased by dogs, and even going to the laundromat, pushing a cart down on the street with our clothes and inside the laundromat with a box of Tide washing powder. But those were the days that I'll never forget, because that prepared me and also my brothers and my whole entire family. And I say it time and time, if you don't forget where you come from, you always know where you're going.
If you don't forget where you come from, you always know where you're going. I like that. I like that quote. If you don't forget where you come from, you always know where you're going. Let's go.
We've always had a connection when we were young in elementary school, and my father, us being the lead singers in the Jackson 5 way before the success of just around our local home in Gary, Indiana, doing talent shows, and us being the two lead singers, there was always a bond between us. All your brothers there, and you're on stage, you know what Michael's gonna do, you know what Jackie's gonna do with Tito's, because Michael was always on my right, so yeah. And we kind of play off of each other, but it's been like that since we were very young. So. Yeah. The Jackson 5 years is so special to me, Tito, Marlon, Jackie. Why? Because we set the stage for everything to happen. And him, myself, and Marlon, we used to get into a lot of crazy things and go to hotels and throw things out the windows and do crazy stuff. And
no, man, you see, I like this, yeah. You know, when people can talk back on their childhood and you see the joy in their face. Because it's like they reliving it, they reliving the moment. You can see, like, you know what I mean? They're thinking of it right there. Man.
Our best moments were before the show. We're ordering up everything. Ice cream, pie, trying to eat as much as you can before you get on stage. I go back on the years when we were the Jackson 5 and we were just kids, and and how hard we worked, and just kids with a dream of just wanting to get on the stage and do our thing, and then never knowing what's in store. Well, you know, my father is responsible for that, because he made us rehearse.
Yeah.
And you have to be the best. Yeah, well, we were always rehearsing as kids, and my father training us and really preparing us.
Getting the respect from us at an early age, and it had a lot to do with whippings and chores and responsibilities at an early age. It was very important to them to have us to, you know, clean behind ourselves and know how to press our own clothes and clean house and do for ourselves.
Michael asks you, would you cry if Joseph died? What did Michael say after he asked you that question?
He said he don't know if he would or he wouldn't.
You said you were haunted by the screams of Michael the first time he was hit by your father with a switch.
Not so much of...
You see, this is the way the mainstream media, I'm not saying the deals are not necessarily mainstream media, but you can literally see what mainstream media outlet that is. The way they try to portray and paint a narrative, yeah? And if you watch my live the other day, you will see how a blog page paints narrative. This is what they do. But anyway, I won't say too much, but this is why, I'm saying this is a full circle moment. This is genuinely emotional, because you have to realize, as much as there was a rivalry between Michael and Jermaine, look how his son is playing Michael in that movie. Look. Let's go.
Petrified, but just the excitement of him not understanding what it means. He wanted to show us, I care about you, even if I have to whip your butt. I care about you. I'm gonna keep you off those streets.
Listen to that.
And when you sort of last year you were vying on the charts, I asked this once before, but you didn't really sort of tell me. Did you and Michael get together and say, "Oh, look, you know, I'm number one this week and you're number one next week"?
No, well, he's the timing was just perfect. His album was out before mine, and mine came out. Right. I guess we both hit the charts at the same time.
Well, I deal with the worldly things, the older crowd, and just what's real, what's out there. Michael deals with that too, but his is more of something that's going to sell, something that's commercial, something that's a saying or a fad, or something that people can just...
Wait. Time out. Did he really just say this? Michael was do things to sound commercial, that's a fad, something that will sell. Jermaine, respectfully, most of your songs, most people don't know. I'm serious. We got to put it up, because that's insane for him to say that.
What's real, what's out there. Michael deals with that too.
He's the timing was just perfect. His album was out before mine, and mine came out. Right. I guess we both hit the charts at the same time.
Well, I deal with the worldly things, the older crowd, and just what's real, what's out there. Michael deals with that too, but his is more of something that's going to sell, something that's commercial, something that's a saying or a fad, or something that people can just lock into. I guess my position from coming from as a writer from that aim is because of what Stevie Wonder has done. I just think that he's the greatest songwriter. And a lot of the stuff that Marvin Gaye did. I mean, they wrote about world problems. They wrote about, love and this and that. But still, it's something that people say, well, that's reality. That's universal. Right. And it's something that we've seen happen before.
What is it, 1984 to 1992? You saw Michael maybe 3 times a year during that period?
Yes.
You sent him letters?
Yes.
Packages, but he never responded to any of them?
No.
Why didn't he want to see you, Jermaine?
It's not that he didn't want to see me.
He could have picked up the phone and seen you anytime he wanted.
No, Michael don't call.
It's pretty much of the public sometimes who wants to create rivalry and this and that. But what we try to do is just do our best
And when we come together as a unit, that's when you really see that it's a family unit. It's important for Michael to do, or it's important for me to do well.
Jermaine, as I think you know, on this program last September, your sister LaToya said,
Jermaine is definitely jealous of him. I mean, it's very blatant that he's very jealous of Michael. Right?
LaToya, this is a different era of LaToya. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, we gotta take whatever words she says with a pinch of salt in this particular era. Yeah, but it was kind of obvious that Jermaine was jealous.
Anybody that succeeds in that matter in the family.
That's ridiculous. Who has not had success in my family? We were the Jackson 5. Every song Michael sung on, I sung on. We helped build what's going on right now. It's not about that. They want to forget, but the Jackson 5 is what gave Michael and Janet the platform to do what they did.
Right.
And the Jackson 5, to this day, there's no other act in the history of the business that was unknown. It came out with 4 numbers in a row, knocked the Beatles out of the number 1 spot twice, and never had a Grammy.
And I hope in the movie they address this, because that's a sad fact.
Michael comes from a family. He comes from the Jackson family. And when he hurts, we hurt. When he does great, we all do great. When he does bad, we all do bad. So we're a family. And I just like it when they try to separate him from us, because we all started together. And it could have been a lot of influence from outside people saying, your family's going to hold you back. Once the act gets so big, there's so many people that come around, the legal people and everyone, and they sort of almost pull you away. So it's important for us to continue to be a family and to stay together, because they divide and conquer. There were just times when we just didn't see eye to eye on things, because I wanted him to not get so far away from the family because of the success. And so we had meetings and stuff, and I said, listen, I'm just not here because of me. It's Reeby, Jackie, this one and that one. And we need to be close because the success with the Thriller album and this and that, all those things, and then it brought on all these other people who wanted to become his brothers, his sisters, his mother, his father. That's what my concerns were. And still, we're still one big family, meaning no matter how far we go in life, we're still one big family. We're still, the Garaniana is still our home, and that's very important. Success is not the most important. What's the most important? The fact that we had each other before success and was here on.
That part. You see, it's easy for us to feel like there's rivalry, but for him to talk like this, come on, the rivalry is not as deep as many would like it to be. Although we can joke about it, but
his couch is more important than success. Money comes and it goes.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we'll always have each other. Any place when people want to come around you for the wrong reason, that's why you keep people around you who were there before, the true friends. It's not about the money, it's about the heart, who care. Well, what's untold is pretty much that we love each other. And we feel each other all the time. It's just the business has created so much of us having to go here. So we're always in different places. We find it hard to all be in one place at the same time. We're brothers. And if I have a beef with Michael like anybody else, it blows up. But sometimes they get on my nerves, I get on their nerves. It's just brothers. We came out to Hollywood as a tree, and my father fought so hard to keep us together. The parable of the tree. They're the root system and we're the different branches. Hollywood did not look at the tree for its beauty. They looked at the tree for individual branches, for their own selfish greed. And that was my father's fight, to keep us together. And that was the most important thing, the parable of the sticks in the book. He put 5 sticks together, he couldn't break them. Took one, he broke it. He said, this is you guys if you don't stay together.
Damn. Like that. Hey, listen. Man. And that goes to show you, yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, it can be rivalry, it can be this, it could be that, but the reality is siblings is siblings, you know what I mean? So sometimes This sometimes you have to realize where we're at now with the trailer. In fact, we're going to react to the trailer one more time after this. Give me a second. Let's just quickly breeze through this real quick, see what the comments are saying. Michael simply wanted to lifetime. Sorry, but nobody can move like him. Nobody can entertain like him. Nobody can sing like him. Nobody can own a stage like him. That be fact, though. All right, this one says they're all talented, but Michael was truly a natural born star, and everyone saw it. People were immediately attracted to him and his undeniable presence. I believe they were all a little jealous. I mean, who wouldn't be? Nobody's running out looking for albums by Jermaine Michaels. Music is still selling worldwide as we speak. He's truly a phenomenon. I won't even go. I hear what she's saying, but it's not that most people want to buy Jermaine Jackson album because they did. It's the case of, like I said, it was a perfect timing for when they released their albums. It worked out in each other's favor. It really did. So everyone eats. Everyone eats. Anyway, the Jackson family is a textbook example of how toxic association of talented people. I won't go that far. So Tito spotted it all. Yes, he did. If parents worked the boys to keep them off the streets in the 60s and 70s, geez, what would they do if they saw the streets of the 21st century 50 years after that? MJ didn't have a worry about shedding tears. Don't do that. Anyway, I'm going to leave my comment. I want to say brotherhood is a real thing. And rivalry is never really that deep. Do you know what I mean? It's never really that deep. But let's react to the trailer one more time. Get me? Gotta react to it one more time because there's no way I'm seeing this. I'm not reacting it again and again and again and again and again. So he did this one, Universal Pictures. Wait, are there two? Did I react to two? Oh, Universal Pictures UK. Universal Pictures. All right, cool. If I have to react to it on every channel, I will. You finished a joke.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this.
A very, very long time. And we're still going to be waiting a long time. We're still going to be waiting a long time. Bear with me, people. I need to also prepare what I'm also trying to show you as well. All right? So
tracks are made. The songs are ready. Let's take it from the top. This is your story.
Look at this, yeah, Midas. So, all right, boom, Easter eggs, yeah, because this is happening around Easter, innit? So, listen, yeah. Do you reckon there's going to be some new songs? Like, obviously, think about it with movies, yeah, especially with relating to a biopic. There has to be unreleased music. There has to be an original soundtrack. Do you get it? So obviously there's going to be tracks from songs that were released, obviously. But like, do you reckon we're going to get some unreleased material? Bearing in mind, Michael Jackson recorded a lot of material. He has a lot of demos. So look, you see the name of these tracks. See, look, that one says demo. Midas, Billie Jean. Yeah, like, let me know what your thoughts are, because I'm very much intrigued in
this is your story. Honor your past and embrace the future. That's what people want.
I've just seen some news that yes, it's official. There is going to be a part 2. I promise you. Listen, straight after this, we're going to look at that right now. After this, yeah, there's going to be a part 2.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay, but remember, in here, keep those feet still, my man.
Like, even the way that the trailer is conducted, the way it is put streamlined in cinema soon. But y'all said in the other trailer, you said April 24th. What do you mean? What do you mean? April 24th, 2026. No, this is not April Fools, because this is finally happening and I cannot wait. You know what I mean? I cannot wait. Anyway, let's keep it moving. So people said, never ever thought that my excitement for a biopic would be sky high. For real. I think this is probably the only biopic I've ever been super excited for. Janet Jackson, one I'm going to be super excited for as well. Do you know what I mean? Because her story is rarely, if ever, told. Do you know what I mean? That's another one. I'm sure if there's a lot of people, a lot of biopics that I'm thinking of that are not really told as much. Quincy Jones, I know you've been waiting for a long time for this. MJ fans, yes, we have. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson, one of our national and world treasures. Man, I'm just in awe right now. I'm very much in awe. But anyway, let me show you what I was seeing. All right, people. While this loads up, don't know why this is taking long. Oh, come on. As you can see, this is taking long. It's loading, but come on, man. All right, so while it continues to load, it said Lionsgate reveal the Michael Jackson biopic was originally 3.5 hours long and had to be split into 2 parts. A second film, okay, it's not confirmed officially, but yeah. The second film isn't confirmed yet, but the team is working to deliver more Michael soon after the first. So it makes me wonder, what's the runtime going to be for this particular one? Yeah, what's the runtime? Let's see. So Lionsgate had to break up Michael into 2 parts, not only because of the original cut 3.5 hour length, but also because footage was shot centering around one of Jackson's. The settlement with the single estate guaranteed they'll never be dramatized. Okay. The Jackson estate overlooked the detail when putting Michael into development, addressing the opportunity for the second half of Michael. Fold Layson replies, since the last time we worked together on earnings call, we've had a great pleasure of seeing the director's cut for the first film, and it's exceptional. He continued, we're not yet ready to confirm plans for the second film. I can tell you that the creative team is hard at making sure that we're in position to deliver more Michael soon after the release first film. It makes sense, yeah? And obviously, this is what's so mad, because the truth needs to be told, but how do you tell the truth and knowing that there's some legalities going on? You know, do you see what I'm gonna say? So, and if they do put that into play, I hope, this is what I hope they do, yeah. Let's swim back over to YouTube real quick. I didn't want to actually do this, if I'm honest. I really didn't. But um yeah, I didn't really want to do this, but seeing as that is mentioned, I sure hope that they bring it, they put this into the movie.
This man is going to be humiliated beyond belief. He will not believe it. He will not believe what's going to happen to him. Beyond his worst nightmares. Sell one more record. This attorney I found, I mean, I interviewed several, and I picked the nastiest son of a bitch I could find. Once I make that phone call, this guy is just going to destroy everybody in sight in any devious, nasty, cruel way that he can do it. And I've given him full authority to do that. It'll be a massacre if I don't get what I want. If I go through it, I win big time. I will get everything I want, and they will be destroyed forever. They will be destroyed. June is going to lose Jordy. She will have no right to ever see him again. Yeah. That's a fact, Dave. That's what's going to happen. Michael's career will be over. Does that help Jordy? Michael's career will be over. And does that help Jordy? That's irrelevant to me.
Does that help Jordy? That's irrelevant to him. Can you imagine? What kind of father would do that? What kind of, can you imagine? But anyway, like I said, if getting all the legal things out of the way, I hope they can actually put that into the, I hope this is in it. Do you know what I mean? I sure hope this original clip will be put in the movie, because many are not aware of this, which is sad. Respect to Michael Jackson's private investigator. Hold on. You know what I mean? Respect to the private investigator, because that's what they do. They have to, because remember, in order to, anyway, I can't even talk too much on the situation yet, but I hope they put that in the movie. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. Yeah, it needs to be put in a movie. It just needs to. It just needs to. But that aside, let's ease the tension. Let's ease the tension. Let's ease it. Let's ease the tension and get back into this. Right? All right. So, banter aside, because you know what, I was gonna do what we're gonna talk about in part one. Yeah. Now that we know, but I'm gonna have to say that for another day, another stream. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But anyway, back to the banter. You know, Jermaine is salty as hell that his own son is playing his number one op. Yeah. So look at this. All my brothers, including Jermaine. Let's go. So hold on.
With all my brothers, including Jermaine. With all my brothers, including Jermaine.
The banter between the two, man.
I'd also like to thank all my brothers who I love very dearly, including Jermaine.
That's just banter between them two. There's nothing to say. And do you know what's mad? Like, obviously, from the outside looking in, you could be like, oh, what's this? Yeah. But you know when there's got an inside joke? There's an inside joke that only individuals inside will understand. That's what that is. That ain't no, you know what I mean? That's not no rare tear or anything. Anyway, where was I? Please send me the pin tweet. Decide to yourself, okay? I swear, I know. Okay. I think that's pretty much it, really. That's pretty much it, but that's funny. But yeah, I don't think he's salty one bit. He's not salty one bit. It wouldn't even make sense. All right? It just wouldn't make sense. Listen, we're going to do this one more time. I want to see something real quick. Hang on. Let me see if this can happen. All right. Bear with me, people. Okay, there is a lot. I might have to go back to this another time with the whole Michael Jackson and Jermaine. I should have realized this from the first place. It's fine. It's fine. We'll do that another time. I should have really realized this that time ago, if I'm honest with you. If I'm completely honest with you. But that's my fault. That's my fault. That's my fault, all right? That's my fault. But again, we're going to react to the trailer again.
From eBay! So it's same primo sound, just way cheaper.
When you find great deals, you can't help but say when it's eBay.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this.
A very, very long time.
The tracks are made. The songs are ready.
The tracks are made. The songs are ready. And I think that's like a double entendre, isn't it? We're talking about Michael Jackson's new music, yeah? And we're also talking about Jaafar possible new music. Because he has been releasing, not releasing official release, but he's been dropping music here and there. Do you understand? Been dropping music here and there. So it's one of them ones.
Let's take it from the top. This is your story. Honor your past.
Almost forgot we just had a past. I nearly forgot.
Embrace the future.
And I forgot we got one day.
That's what people want.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay, but remember, in here, keep those feet still, my man.
Now imagine playing your uncle, for real, for real. Oh yeah, it has to be experienced on. You have to experience it in IMAX. No other cinematic experience. We might have to watch that still. I'm gonna, oh, man. No, forget it. See, look what I put 11 hours ago. April 24, 2026 will be an event. Matter of fact, 2026 is Michael Jackson. I don't think people will understand how much he will take over. The true king, the true GOAT. Salute to his family being involved. That's the main thing. You understand? Let's see how people reply to me still. Let's see. It's a shame what he did to all those kids. So you think he ruined because... You see, here's what we're going to do. We ain't going to pay attention to that. That's the nephew of MJ himself. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I know there is one thing that I forgot to do. You know what I'm saying? One thing I forgot to do. Yeah. Yeah. Which is this. Yeah. There's two things I forgot to do. One thing is, right, this, because we're talking about the charts and all the stuff there. And we're going to come back to that another time with the Michael Jackson and Jermaine Jackson, the rivalry between the two. We'll come back to that like a full another day. But the Michael Jackson sibling hold the record for the most siblings to have solo hits, solo hits on the Billboard charts, with all 9 children of Joe and Catherine Jackson charting with solo recordings in the USA. The family record was completed when Tito Jackson's song "Get It Baby" debuted on the adult R&B song charts in June 2016, making him the last of the 9 siblings to have a solo hit. Yeah, all 9 siblings, Rebe, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Latoya, Marlon, Michael, Randy, and Janet, have had a solo chart success on various Billboard charts. Name another sibling that, well, you can't because they're the only ones, you can tell. All right, so solo hits 100. Listen, Tito completion, yeah. Oh, first of all, Michael's pioneering. Michael Jackson was the first to chart. We've got to be there on October 30th, 1971. Tito's completion. Tito was the last to chart with "Get It Baby" on June 4th, 2016. That's interesting. Hold on. All right, so solo Hot 100 hits. Michael, Janet, Jermaine are the siblings who have charted on all genre Hot 100 with solo material. Yeah, that's interesting. But we almost forgot to look at the cast, full cast of Michael movie. Let's look at the full cast and then yeah. Oh, they think we're talking about thing. No, we're talking about this. So here's the thing, yeah. We could hold on. Did we go to Michael Jackson fandom? Let's go to Michael Jackson fandom. Get me. Listen, shout out to all the people we're watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Yeah, man, I appreciate everyone watching, man. I genuinely appreciate it. So where is it? I know the guidelines. Well, I should know the guidelines. All right, so let's look at the. So let's look at this from full now, yeah. So Michael is an upcoming biography. Hold on, come on, man. I already got restreamed. Streaming via restream. Can you imagine? Anyway. All right. So Michael is an biographical musical drama film focused on the life of Michael Jackson, starring his nephew Jaafar. The film, directed by Antoine Fuqua, produced by Graham King, will be distributed by Lionsgate. That's why it took long, by the way. Lionsgate. Do you know how long they take to do things? I'm having flashback when it comes to the Power universe. What are we talking? Anyway, the film is being made with co-operations of the Michael Jackson estate and distributed by Universal. Michael is currently post-production and set to release in April 24th, 2026. All right, so got synopsis card. We're gonna get into all that. So it's produced by, so obviously directed by Antoine Fuqua, written by John Logan. It really should be say written by Michael Jackson, because isn't it his life story? Or do you know what I'm saying? And this is the thing about biographies, yeah, or biopics. Shouldn't it not be the case of, when it comes to human beings, yeah, another human being can't write your life. They can write some parts of it from what they see from their perspective, unless what you went through and from it's your perspective. You get it? And that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to downplay this or anything. I'm just saying it from that perspective. Anyway, so produced by Graham King, John Brancar, and John McClane. Interested in that because John Brancar, John McClane, yeah. I guess that's because why? Anyway, we move. Jaafar Jackson. See, how are you gonna just dismiss Nia Long and the rest of us? Obviously, he's going to be the main star, but like you're dismissing everyone else. Anyway, cinematography, Dion BB, production and GK Films, distributed by Lionsgate US, Universal Pictures, internationally, Kino Films Japan. Release date 24th 2026. Language English. Budget $155 million. This is gonna break records. This is gonna break records. I can feel it. Like, I'm not just saying it because it's Michael Jackson. You know when you could just feel something is gonna happen? Yeah. Anyway, synopsis. Michael will be a riveting and honest portrayal of the brilliant yet complicated man who became the king of pop. The film presents his triumphs and tragedies on an epic cinematics from a human side. See, this is why what I was supposed to show you. I knew there was something else I forgot to mention. I knew there was something else. There was something else. There was something else. There was something else. It will show. Hold on. Oh, I don't need to take long right now. I need. If it's not going to load up, whatever. We just keep it moving. All right. In fact, probably going to show because it's taking too long. Because basically, to cut a long story short, Mimi, the music blogger, I might say this in another one actually, in another live stream. But basically, she mentioned something about it being the glove one, should be called the glove one or something like that. Then my response was the title in Michael because it humanizes him. Like, it's a good idea to name it the glove one or something like that, or the gloves or whatever. But name his actual name, even if it just being Michael, it humanizes. Not only does it humanize him, by naming it just Michael, think about it for a moment. Now you're thinking, why is the movie just Michael? Because there's only one Michael Jackson. So if you think about that for a moment, and just think about in the 90s, you had Michael Jordan. So there's only one Mike. Anyway, where was I? So human side and personal struggles to his undeniable creative genius, exemplified by his most iconic performances as never before. Audiences will experience an inside look into one of the most influential, trailblazing artists the world has ever known. All right, so boom, here's the cast. This is what I wanted to get into. So Jaafar as Michael Jackson, Giuliano Cruvaldi as young Michael Jackson, Coleman Domingo as Joe Jackson, Nia Long as Catherine Jackson. I never thought I would see the day as Nia Long, playing Catherine Jackson. Can you imagine? Like, I grew up watching Nia Long on the Bel Air. Like, what are we talking? You know what I mean? Like, Nia Long. If you know, you know, man. On the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. All right, Miles Teller as John Brancar, Jamal R. Henderson as Jermaine Jackson, Jaden Harville as young Jermaine Jackson, Trey Horton as Marlon Jackson, Jalen Lyndon Hunter as Marlon Jackson, Ryan Hill as Tito Jackson, Judah Edwards as young Tito Jackson, Joseph David Jones as Jackie Jackson, Nathaniel Logan McIntyre as young Jackie Jackson, Laura Harrier as Susan DePass. Do you know what's funny? I remember seeing I need to look into the casting of the other one of An American Dream. Anyway, let's go. Kat Graham as Diana Ross. Okay. Lorenz Tate. I didn't know he was in this. This movie is gonna bang. This movie is. Let me calm down. This movie is go. I'm telling you this from now. Lorenz Tate. Whenever Lorenz Tate and Nia Long are in a movie together or a show together, just know it bangs. Just know. Hey, listen. They may not be in the same room together for the most part, but who cares? I don't know if they will be. Hang on, let me see what they're playing. Lorenz Tate is Berry Gordy. Well, of course he's going to be Berry Gordy and Diana Ross. Come on. Lorenz Tate is playing Berry Gordy. Nah. Didn't see that coming. Jessica Sula as LaToya, Liv Simone as Gladys, Rick Sampson as Quincy Jones, Kaylin DeRoe as Bill Bray, Nick as DC, I gotta say, Alan Wayne Henderson as Warhol, already going in. Jason Feister as Paul. Okay, hang on. As Houston, KTK as concert goer, Reed Merkenfeld as Prince. We're gonna get into this like a proper another day into casting, right, to see if they look like who they portray. But I just want to see something. Read. Just on here, yeah, but the problem is no way. Peyton Riley. Oh, so obviously Peyton Riley Mocha as Paris Jackson. Is that why Paris Jackson's upset? I would hear it. I would hear it. Anyway, Derek Luke as Johnny Cochran. Yeah, they're really going in with this. They're really going in. George Hammonds III as young Taj Jackson. Amara Deity as studio celebrity. Joey Barbella as John as the Santa Barbara Age Sergeant. Oh yeah, they're really going in. Where is he? So Monique Lee as Yentinkoff assistant, Darrell Silva as Daryl Huge as Kevin Dorsey, Emily as Cheryl Crow, Cedric Lewis Stephens as Daryl Finesse, Frischia Balmer as Jennifer Baton, Dennis Boyd as Dorian Holy. Hang on, there's a few people missing. Have you noticed a few names? Have you noticed the names missing? Full list, but there's some missing. There's some name missing. Who's playing Debbie Rowe? Who's playing Janet Jackson? Who's playing Reed Jackson? Yeah, there's some missing in this cast. This will not be the full thing, but we're gonna get to that another time. I appreciate you for rocking with me. I want to see if I can actually find that tweet from Mimi, the music blogger, so you can see what I was talking about. But that's wild. Yeah, that's a sign for me to log off. I can't even front. When that light goes off, it's time for me to go off. You know what I'm saying? It's time for me to log off. from Jason Weaver, who played Little Michael Jackson, played Little Michael in the Jackson movie. All right, here he goes. I can't wait. Check the film out next year, God willing. That said, congratulations to the entire cast and crew. Upcoming release of this film. I already know it's going to be great. My unwavering love and respect for you always goes out to celebrate the amazing family legacy. Because you got to remember, I believe it was because of the success of An American Dream, which led to Jason Weaver's career being what it is, respectfully, right? And this is what I try to say. If Jaafar's father, Jermaine, does this right, then he can navigate his son to also have a successful career. You know what I mean? Irrespective of, you know what I mean? Because let's be real, like we know what time it is when it comes to mainstream media and that family. We know what time it is, man. We know what time it is. So as long as he can help minimize them from certain situations. But anyway, shout out to Mimi the Music Blogger. I'm gonna see if I can get to that post that I was trying to show you. That's if I can actually find it, because I know she does. I know she does. I don't want to say post a lot, but she posts a lot. Where is it? Let's find it. Oh, Flo's been nominated. Is Flo being nominated for? That's for another day. That's for another day. That's for another day. That's for another day. Oh yeah, we're not gonna find this post. We're not gonna find it. Or are we? I want to show you this post. I want to show you it. I want to show you it. If I can't find it, this is gonna really be upsetting. Bad them up once. Never. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say why, and I saw the word bad them up. That's the first thing I thought of. Oh my day, she posts a lot. If I can't find this, forgive me. We all miss Mike. There you go. So she said they should have done the glove. Simple but effective. Oh, Mimi the Music Blogger. I'm going to apologize on a live stream like this. I misinterpreted that quote. I literally misinterpreted it. I read that as the title should have been the glove, but that could easily have just been a glove. But at the same time, I believe my comment still is sort of effective, because I did mean exactly what I meant, which was everything is to humanize him. If this wants to show, if it doesn't show, I've got to be out of here. I'm going to give this 5 seconds if it doesn't want to show. But you know what's mad? It's the fact that it... Why? Tell him that it's human nature. Hey, Mike is the true GOAT, man. I don't think... listen, if you didn't grow up in a time when he was at... I don't even want to say at his peak, because that guy was always at his peak. I'm just grateful that I was able to be in that moment as a child, yeah, having a cassette tape of Michael Jackson's album, even though it was a compilation, but then there was I think the B-side had a few new tracks. I found out that years later, yeah, by the way, but I was a kid. I didn't know any better. But that taught me, it's amazing, because the songs then were on other albums. I didn't know that until years later. I really didn't. Anyway, or this, this is what they meant. So they put, I like this idea, but just remember why he wore the glove in the first place, which is why I feel they addressed in this part. Naming it Michael humanizes him a lot more. So they meant the image. They meant the image. They meant the image. So I'm going to have to leave a comment another time and let them know. I apologize. I misinterpreted that. And you know what I mean? I misinterpreted it. That happens. Sometimes you have to own up to your own mistakes, okay? You have to own up to your own mistakes. It happens. But yeah, man, let me know what your thoughts are. Are you going to watch the movie? Of course you are. If you're a Michael Jackson fan, you've got to watch the movie. If you don't watch the movie, I don't know for you, yeah? Anyway, like, follow, share for more.